In a stunning turn of events, the Detroit Tigers could be on the verge of a significant boost to their beleaguered rotation, as ace Tarik Skubal appears to be ahead of schedule in his recovery from elbow surgery. Fans, where are you watching from? Your thoughts on Skubal's rapid return are welcome in the comments below. Just a week out from his May 6 procedure to remove loose bodies from his left elbow, Skubal is already playing catch, defying the initial timeline that projected he would miss approximately 2 months. MLB insider Jon Heyman reports that there's a possibility we could see him back in just 6 weeks. This news is nothing short of a lifeline for a pitching staff that has been ravaged by injuries at the start of the 2026 season. Skubal, who last took the mound on April 29th, joins a list of injured starters that includes fellow All-Star Casey Mize and veteran Justin Verlander. Mize is currently sidelined with an adductor strain, while Verlander has been dealing with left hip inflammation, not having pitched since March 30th. Both of them, alongside Skubal, have seen their starts limited this season, with Mize and Skubal only able to contribute a handful of appearances before their setbacks. Verlander's much-anticipated return to Detroit has been marred by struggles, as he allowed 5 runs over just 3.2 innings during his homecoming start. The injury list doesn't stop there. The Tigers have been dealing with a slew of notable injuries, including Bo Brisk, Bailey Horn, Jackson Jobe, Troy Melton, Reese Olson, Connor Siebold, Will Vest, Javi Baez, Trey Sweeney, Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, and Parker Meadows. That's a staggering number of key players sidelined, forcing the team to lean heavily on Jack Flaherty and Framber Valdez, along with a bullpen stretched thin just to keep their pitching staff afloat. But there's a glimmer of hope. With Mize eligible to return from the injured list as soon as today, the Tigers could see yet another arm back in action. Mize threw a live batting practice session earlier this week and might skip a rehab assignment entirely. His performance prior to injury was solid, boasting a 2.90 ERA across 31 innings in his first 6 starts, a clear indication of what Detroit is missing. As for Skubal, the Tigers will naturally proceed with caution, but the initial signs of his recovery are encouraging. The 29-year-old has been impressive this season, holding a 3-2 record and a 2.70 ERA over 43.1 innings. The staggering 45 strikeouts against just 6 walks gives him a remarkable 7.50 strikeout-to-walk ratio, a statistic that emphasizes his dominance on the mound when healthy. The need for Skubal's production couldn't be more pressing. As the Tigers head into tonight's series opener against the Toronto Blue Jays, they find themselves in a precarious position, having lost 8 of their last 10 games, including a demoralizing sweep at the hands of the New York Mets. Currently, the Tigers are tied with the Kansas City Royals for the bottom spot in the AL Central, a reality that no fan wants to face. In light of these struggles, the Tigers are set to turn to Brennan Hanifee as an opener for Time Madden in Friday night's matchup against Toronto. The hope is that this strategy can yield some positive results, but with the injuries piling up, it's clear that the team is in dire need of a turnaround. As we move forward, the situation with Skubal and Mize could be the turning point this season desperately requires. With their potential returns looming, the Tigers may finally be poised to shift their fortunes, but only time will tell if they can capitalize on this opportunity. Now, let's delve into the next pressing issue on the horizon for our Tigers. As the Detroit Tigers navigate the turbulent waters of the season, the focus shifts dramatically to ace Tarik Skubal. Just 9 days post-elbow surgery, whispers of his swift recovery are buzzing, leaving fans eager to see how this pivotal player will rebound. Could the Tigers be gearing up for a surprise return sooner than expected? Let's dive into the details and implications of this situation. Skubal, the 29-year-old left-hander, underwent arthroscopic surgery on May 6 to address loose bodies in his pitching elbow. Initially anticipated to take around 2 months for a full recovery, reports now suggest that we might be looking at a 6-week timeline instead. That's a significant update for a team that desperately needs its ace back on the mound. The urgency is palpable, especially after Skubal showed glimpses of his brilliance earlier this season. In his last start before the surgery, he faced off against the Atlanta Braves. Despite a 4-3 loss for the Tigers, Skubal's performance was commendable. 2 runs allowed on 5 hits over 7 innings, with a striking 7 strikeouts. It's important to note that he didn't factor into the decision, but he showcased the skill and resilience that have made him a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. With a record of 3-2 and an impressive 2.70 ERA in just 7 starts this season, he has fanned 45 batters while walking a mere 6 in 43 and 1/3 innings. This puts Skubal's career records into perspective. Across his 7 seasons with the Tigers, spanning 144 games and 141 starts, he boasts a 57-39 record and a 3.06 ERA. Those numbers are not just good. They are indicative of a pitcher who has consistently delivered under pressure. With 934 strikeouts to his name, the ability to miss bats is one of Skubal's defining traits, and that's a critical asset for the Tigers as they look to solidify their rotation. However, while the prospect of his quick return is exciting, we must tread carefully. The Tigers have a history of rushing players back from injury, and while the urge to get Skubal back on the mound is understandable, it's crucial that the organization prioritizes his long-term health over short-term gains. Fans should be cautious about getting their hopes up too quickly. A premature return could lead to further complications, something we cannot afford as we fight to stay competitive in a tough division. The buzz around Skubal's recovery has ignited discussions among fans and analysts alike. Many are speculating on how his return could impact the team's standings. If he can indeed come back in 6 weeks, that would align perfectly with the heart of the season, potentially reinvigorating a Tigers lineup that has seen its fair share of ups and downs. What are your thoughts on Skubal's recovery? Where are you watching from? And how do you feel about the potential implications for the Tigers season? This is a critical moment for the team, and your voice matters. As we turn our gaze to the next segment, the focus will shift to another pivotal piece of the Tigers puzzle. Stay tuned as we dissect the latest rumors and developments surrounding the team. The Detroit Tigers are in a precarious position right now, teetering on the edge of a season that could easily slip away if they don't find a spark, something or someone to reignite their competitive flame. As we prepare to dive into the matchup against the Toronto Blue Jays, the potential return of Casey Mize from the injured list might just be the lifeline this team desperately needs. Let's break down what this could mean for the Tigers moving forward. Mize has been sorely missed since he went down with a right adductor strain during a start against the Atlanta Braves in late April. Alongside Tarik Skubal and Justin Verlander, his name has been a frequent fixture on the injured list. However, reports indicate he's been throwing bullpen sessions, and if all goes according to plan, we could see him on the mound as early as Saturday. The urgency for a reliable starter to join the rotation cannot be overstated. Without Skubal, Mize emerges as the best option available. Now, let's talk numbers. Mize boasts an impressive sub 3.00 ERA of 2.90, complemented by a 1.19 whip and 35 strikeouts over 31 innings. His performance indicates he could be a game-changer for this struggling pitching staff. The reality is, the Tigers have been dismantled by injuries, with Verlander going on the IL early in the season and Skubal following suit. Verlander's absence, now extended to the 60-day list due to a hip issue, has left a significant void in this rotation. Fans were excited when Framber Valdez was brought in, hoping he could step up and fill the shoes of the injured stars. However, Valdez's recent performances have been a mixed bag. After an unfortunate outing that led to his ejection for hitting Boston's Trevor Story following back-to-back home runs, he faced a suspension. But on Wednesday, Valdez returned to the mound and showcased what he's capable of. With 6.2 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts, he demonstrated that he could be the reliable arm the Tigers need in this dire situation. If Mize can rejoin the rotation and provide consistent performances alongside Valdez, the Tigers might just find a way to stay afloat in a division that seems ripe for contention. A strong showing against the Blue Jays could provide the necessary momentum to turn this ship around. But the clock is ticking. Detroit simply cannot afford to keep losing games. Every matchup becomes critical as the season progresses. So, where are you watching from? Share your thoughts on the Tigers' current situation and how you feel about Mize's potential return. The hope is that with a few key players back, this team can rally and contend for a meaningful finish. As we wrap up this segment, it's clear that the Tigers are at crossroads. The return of Mize could be the spark that ignites a turnaround. We'll be watching closely to see how this unfolds. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know your opinions on the Detroit Tigers. Your voice matters as we navigate this roller coaster of a season together.